Hi guys and welcome to another video on this channel. Today it's My Team Career Mode Season 3 Round 4 for the Imola GP. And if you did miss the previous run around China, I think, be sure to check this one out. It was a wet race and dry qualifying, and yeah, it was interesting. But now let's focus on this episode, and as you could see there, we did a durability fabrication upgrade. So we're putting the durability facilities all to spec 1 over the time now. And I decided to do some perks because the engine wear is a little bit high and boosting resource points is also good. So now we have less engine wear, more resource points, which both should help us, especially at the end of the season. And now again we have to choose a rival, and this time I decided to choose Science because otherwise I think I would be stuck in this like forever. If you don't know what's going on with that, it's like, I think since the middle of season 2 I get choices for rivals between Verstappen and I think at the start it was Perez, who are both in the Red Bull, so no real chance of beating them. And then I think at the start of season 3 it changed to Verstappen or Sainz, and it's still no chance beating them because their cars are just way faster than ours. So I mean, I'm probably gonna lose the rivalry to Science, but I didn't want to be stuck in this loop forever. And as you can see there in the weather forecast, it's gonna be dry qualifying and wet race, just like in China. But this time in the performance chart we made a big jump and we're now up to P6 in the performance chart compared to P9 in the last round. So maybe we can even get some points here, as we like normal skipped through the practice sessions and we got everything done. So we get much resource points and we get good bonuses. Which will now also help us again upgrade the cars and hopefully get even further up the performance chart. And then also get some points and maybe even next season or the season after that challenge for a championship title. So now we go into qualifying and we go for our first flying lap in Q1, and hopefully we can make it through to Q2 on only one set of tires. But in order to do that, we need a really good lap. And Hauger put in a 16.0. So now Leclerc with a 15.6. So we definitely need a lap time in the 15s. And so far the lap is really clean. So should be a good time. And now in the last sector, only 2 corners to go. Good rotation. And then up to the line. It's actually a 16.5. So really not a good time. And now on our second lap, we definitely need to improve on that. Because otherwise we're out of Q1 in last place. And now through the first sector we gained almost 2/10 already, which is pretty good. But through the hairpin we lost way too much time. And now another mistake in the downhill right-hander. And we lost a lot of time again. So going into the last 2 corners, it's 3/10 up. Even though we had a really bad lap, we got a little bit wide on the penultimate corner, but it's not invalidated. And it's actually a purple last sector. And now we start our last lap and we are in P20. So we definitely need to gain some time. And it's 1/10 already through the first chicane. And through the second chicane we lost 200. And then they happened. We lost much time on the entry, but on the exit we gained so much time back. And now the double right-hander, we get it way better than the lap before, and we're 8/10 up. And through the chicane we gain even more, and now it's almost a second up on our previous time. And hopefully that will get us through to Q2. And up to the line. It's again purple last sector, and in the end it's P8. Our teammate is knocked out in P19. And that's the first qualifying of the season where we actually did beat our teammate. The last 3 qualifyings didn't went that well, so in the qualifying duel it's now 1-3. And I hope we can improve on that in the next couple of races. And the first lap in Q2 we invalidate. And now we go for the second run. And I feel like I'm pretty strong in the first sector, but for some reason I never get a purple sector there. I only get purple sectors in the last sector for some reason.
That looked bad. Are you alright? Let me know you're okay.
And out of the hairpin, I spin the car and into the wall we go. So that means we're starting P16, which is really unfortunate, but we will see what we can do from there in the race.
Welcome once again to the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari. The clue's in the name. This is very much Ferrari home turf, and the locals will be out in force today to support their team in what we hope will be a magnificent spectacle of motorsport. On then to the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Unlike most Formula One tracks, Imola is driven anti-clockwise and offers our drivers today just over 3 miles of glistening wet tarmac to negotiate. It's made up of a roughly equal split of 9 right-hand turns and 10 left-hand. Watch the drivers on the way into turn 16. Managing their speed there will be crucial, with the rain only adding to the difficulty of that downhill braking section, which then, of course, leads into the track's longest straight, though no DRS there today, of course. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Russell, Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Joe, Albon, Gasly, Ocon, Stroll, Bottas, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Fittipaldi, Helga, Dewan, De Vries, and Logan Sargent. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race.
So now we go to the grid, and as you can see, it will be heavy rain for the whole race. So we're gonna have 2 sets of full wet tires, and hopefully we can get a good result. We get a pretty decent getaway, but then there's nowhere really to go because the track is so narrow and more than 2 wide is pretty much impossible. So we had to wait behind, and in the end we got 1 position. And I thought about going to the inside of Stroll in turn 4, but that compromised my turn and sent me wide at the exit of turn 5, and I lost 3 positions because of that. So now we need to regain those positions and hopefully move forward, as we now almost lose the back of the car and put it into a wall. But fortunately we can save it, and we didn't even lose a position. But now we're gonna try to close the gap to Magnussen again and gain some positions. And now on lap 3 we tried a little bit too hard and went over the limit. So that's race over for us after just 3 laps, which is really unfortunate.
Brilliant stuff from McLaren today. What a superb victory. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
It's a heroic effort for any drivers to race in conditions like these, and seeing them fight their way to the front was very special indeed. They were able to find all the grip, all the good lines, and have the confidence to get on the power to top it all off. That's what pushed them into first place here today.
As the winners make their way up to the podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight. Congratulations to everyone on the team, securing the win and proving that they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track. you pick as your
So that's now
It's got to be Lando
3
Norris's
DNFs in 4 races in this season for us.
that he and his team are going to be over the moon with his performance.
And the only race we finished
for the Constructors' Championship.
around Jeddah,
And Red Bull take over
we had a big crash there as well.
while Ferrari have improved.
Fortunately, we didn't DNF there and just broke our front wing. But we had now 4 races and 4 crashes, so we definitely need to improve on that, because it's looking really much like season 1 again, where we had, I think, 9 DNFs out of 16 races. So that's not a good start to the season now, and we definitely need to improve on that. Otherwise we're gonna be P11 in the constructors again, and we really don't want that. So we will see what we can do in the next races, and see you guys next time. Goodbye.